Chapter 1. The Daily Gauntlet. The screech started precisely at 6:30, a sound I'd learned to dread more than my alarm, more than Mr. Ovina's pop quizzes, more than the existential dread of picking a college. It wasn't human exactly, not a cry or a shout, more like a rusty hinge giving up the ghost, or maybe a particularly aggrieved seagull caught in a wind tunnel. That was Danny, my older brother, all 19 years and Down syndrome, letting the world know he was awake and ready for his 2 packets of instant oatmeal. Specifically, the maple brown sugar kind. Always the maple brown sugar. I burrowed deeper into my pillow, trying to muffle the sound, inhaling the stale scent of yesterday's homework, trigonometry proof still scrawled on loose leaf, and the faint metallic tang of my trumpet resting in its open case by the bed. My room was my fortress, a small, cluttered haven against the chaotic energy that hummed just beyond my closed door. Posters of obscure jazz legends covered the faded wallpaper. A drum pad sat patiently in the corner waiting for midnight inspiration, and stacks of classic literature teetered precariously on my nightstand. This was my space, the only corner of the house that felt entirely mine, where I could breathe without the suffocating weight of everything. But the screech, followed by the distinctive thud-thud-thud of Danny's bare feet on the hardwood floor just above my head, meant the fortress was already under siege. I pictured him, standing at the top of the stairs, probably in his faded blue Sesame Street pajamas, waiting for Mom. He wouldn't come down on his own. He never did. He'd just stand there, like a beacon of insistent normalcy in our anything-but-normal house, waiting for Mom to appear to guide him, to start the day she'd been dreading since the moment her alarm went off. I swung my legs over the side of the bed, the carpet cool and rough beneath my bare feet. A quick glance at the clock confirmed my suspicions. 6:32 a.m. Right on schedule. Danny was a creature of habit, which was both a blessing and a curse. A blessing because routines made his world, and by extension ours, manageable. A curse because any deviation sent ripples of panic through him, and tidal waves of exasperation through me. I sighed, the sound barely audible even to myself. The faint smell of coffee was already drifting from the kitchen, a promise of temporary reprieve. Mom, bless her exhausted soul, was always up first, always preparing, always trying to smooth the edges of our perpetually jagged lives. I could hear her now, her voice a soft murmur, probably already cooing at Danny, steering him down towards the breakfast nook. The image of her patient smile, the lines of fatigue around her eyes that deepened a little more each year, pricked at something inside me. Guilt, maybe, or just the dull ache of knowing what she gave up, what she endured, and how little I could do to ease it. My stomach grumbled, stark reminder that even amidst the quiet chaos, life went on. My own stomach, annoyingly demanding a maple brown sugar bagel, just like Danny's oatmeal. The irony wasn't lost on me. I dragged myself out of my room, past the peeling paint of the hallway and into the kitchen. The smell of coffee was stronger here, a dark, bitter comfort. Sarah was already at the stove, her back to me, stirring something in a saucepan. Danny sat at the small breakfast nook table, his head tilted slightly, watching a cartoon on a tablet propped against a cereal box. His eyes, usually so bright and full of simple joy, were fixed on the screen, a faint smile playing on his lips. "Morning, Ethan," Mom said, not turning around, her voice a little gravelly, like she hadn't quite cleared the sleep from it yet. She always sounded tired in the mornings, a deep-seated weariness that no amount of sleep could ever fix. It was in the slumped line of her shoulders, the way she held her mug, wrapped in both hands, as if trying to draw warmth from it. "Morning," I mumbled, heading for the pantry. I pulled out a box of plain Cheerios, my concession to not wanting to share the maple brown sugar glory with Danny.